Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I hope this day brings joy and flourishing. Um, and I've been a little bit out of it. I've been trying to get things done, and then we didn't have electricity. And I just thought to myself, why am are we living somewhere and paying taxes and things are not right because we were out of electricity and then this and I watch and so I was a bit downtrodden and a bit frustrated with our government this morning. Sorry, I can see I'm a little skewed. So Romans 13 verse 6 to 7 says, this is also why you pay taxes, for the authorities are God's servants who give their full time to governing. Give to everyone what you owe them. If you owe taxes, pay taxes. If revenue, then revenue. If respect, then respect. If honor, then honor. And I don't know about you, and I think it happens all over the world, and in some places at certain given times it's better than others. So you might be somewhere where you're actually really loving the way your government is governing the country, and you really like your president or your prime minister or whoever governs your country, and you stand behind them and are strong. But there have been times that you didn't feel like that. I can guarantee you, because we've all been there. And then you think, but I'm paying this tax or that tax, and I really just don't want to pay tax, and people are trying to evade tax, and God is always, when I come to this point where I think, oh, I can't do this anymore because I'm so frustrated, because these are the things that are happening and we are paying our taxes, and that I do realize that sometimes we are wanting to be disobedient. And the one thing God wants us to be is obedient. And when you look at your government, you think, God's saying in that verse that He's put them there. He doesn't say they belong to Him. That it was interesting to me. I was like, Lord, how can this person doing this thing belong to you? And it kind of, there was this whisper, and it says, where do I say that they are followers of mine? Where do I say? Then I go, but then God, do we deserve being treated this way? It's unfair. He says, you do not know what's going on behind the scenes. And so you have all these questions. And at the end of the day, to be seen as a militant, disruptive force is not what God wants me to be. I do believe that sometimes people are sent in to kind of change the course of history and change that. But when I ask, God says, obey the rules, keep the law, be a good citizen, be a compliant, well, not compliant, but be a God-fearing, loving peace-loving citizen. And sometimes it's just so hard. And sometimes it's just not what I want to be. And so I want to encourage you that Jesus also had problems with authority. He didn't always get on with the people that were in authority over him. He also fought and argued with the Pharisees. He also challenged those people in authority around what they are doing. And I do think we can ask questions in that. And I do think we can get quite sort of heated, but we have to follow a lawful pattern of how we do these things. So I don't have all the questions, and if any of you have some good answers for me, I don't have all the answers to the question. But if any of you have any answers for me, I would be quite willing to listen, because I'm wondering why I feel sometimes that I feel helpless and I can't kind of grasp what God is trying to do in the country I live in. Um, you know, um, we struggle with our electricity, and businesses are struggling. And so I'm a small business, and I don't necessarily always need electricity, and I can work my way out. But the lady that does a lot of my printing and that, They struggled this past 2 weeks, um, and nobody seems to be bothered. And then they talk about, you know, the productivity and the economy, and what they do or what is happening is very crippling. So these are the things that really I struggle with in my heart, and it's really something that I need to deal with and pray. But God has always said, be lawful, do what the government has said, and follow good channels and peaceful channels to change the law. So I'm still reading up on these things, but take that to heart. Think of what God is telling you.